You're standing there looking at your overgrown yard and wondering if you should finally spend money on a robot mower or keep pushing the old push type around every weekend. The fear of buying something that will just sit in the garage, miss a few spots, or break on the first hill is real, and it's why I'm taking a few minutes to walk through the Mammotion LUBA 3 AWD 1500H before you click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, this isn't a gimmick that just cuts a thin line of grass and calls it a day. The LUBA 3 is built around a 360-degree LiDAR scanner that maps your lawn in real time, and it pairs that with a dual positioning system that keeps it from getting lost even when the foliage is thick or the yard is oddly shaped. In practice, that means you can set it and forget it on a typical suburban lot, and it will still find its way back to the charging garage after a full run without you having to chase it around. The garage that comes with the LUBA 3 is a small, weatherproof box that you mount against the side of your house or under a porch eave. It's not just a charging dock, it's where the mower parks itself, recharges, and even stores a little of the cut grass if you enable the mulching setting. For anyone who hates the idea of a roaming robot that might get stolen, the garage adds a layer of security that many cheaper models don't bother with. The only catch is that the garage has to be installed on a relatively flat surface. If you have a concrete slab that's sloped more than a few degrees, you'll need to level it first, which adds a small DIY step. Now, let's talk about the AWD part of the name. The LUBA 3 has all-terrain reliability thanks to its 88-watt cutting motor paired with 4 driven wheels. On my neighbor's yard, which has a mix of soft grass, a few gravel patches, and a slight incline near the fence, the mower handled the transition without stalling. It can climb modest hills, around 1,520% grade, without losing traction, which is something you'll notice if your property isn't a perfectly flat rectangle. However, if you live on a steep slope, say a hillside with a 30% grade, the mower will still attempt to go up, but the motor will cut out and it will backtrack, extending the overall mowing time. So for steep, hilly properties, you might still need a traditional mower for the toughest sections. Obstacle avoidance is another area where the LUBA 3 tries to stand out. The unit advertises 300+ obstacle avoidance, and what that translates to in real life is a pretty robust ability to detect garden furniture, toys, and even low-lying branches. During my trial run, I left a garden gnome and a stray soccer ball in the middle of the lawn. The mower slowed down, rerouted, and continued without stopping the whole cycle. That's a big time saver compared to older robots that would get stuck and require you to intervene. The downside? The LiDAR system can occasionally misread a dark, glossy surface like a wet stone pathway as part of the lawn, causing it to edge too close to the border. If you have a lot of reflective surfaces near the perimeter, you may need to set up a few virtual boundaries in the app to keep it clear. Speaking of the app, the LUBA 3's intelligent path planning lives in the companion's smartphone interface. You can draw zones, schedule runs, and even tell the mower to focus on high-traffic strips where the grass gets mowed down quickly. The interface isn't cluttered, but there is a learning curve. The first few days you'll spend about 10 minutes each evening tweaking the zones and reviewing the mowing map. Once it's calibrated, the mower runs autonomously and you get a weekly email summary of how many square meters it covered and how much battery it used. For tech-savvy homeowners, that's a neat perk. For anyone who wants a truly plug-and-play experience, it might feel a bit more involved than a simple push-button robot. Who should consider buying the LUBA 3? If you have a medium-sized yard, roughly 1,500 to 2,500 square feet mixed with a few small obstacles, and you're looking for a mower that can handle a bit of uneven ground without constant supervision, this is a solid candidate. The built-in garage, LiDAR mapping, and four-wheel drive give you confidence that the machine will actually get the job done and stay safe. It also makes sense for families with kids who leave toys scattered. The avoidance system reduces the chance of a broken blade or a stalled mower. Who might want to skip it? If your property is either very small, under 800 square feet, or extremely large, over 5,000 square feet, the LUBA 3's 1500H battery life may be either overkill or insufficient without frequent recharging. Likewise, if you have steep, rugged terrain with more than a 25% grade, you'll likely end up fighting the mower more than letting it do the work. And finally, if you